Make sure I got this right here. This looks harder than it is. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna kind of move around here. All right, so for those of you who are online, my name is Robert Burgess. I'm the Digital Resources Librarian. Chris, if you can type my email into the chat. Chris is chatting my email address to you. So my role here is I'm over all the ebooks and electronic articles, databases, RefWorks. If it's online, it's mine. So I'm over all those different areas. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you some searching strategies to use David, and then I'm going to go over requesting books from other libraries and just kind of show you some different things that I want you to know about. All right, so if you go to the library webpage, you'll see David there at the top. So David collects our print books, ebooks, and articles and puts it all into one place. Below David, you'll see some other different tools. You'll see Renew Book here. You can do that online. And we have some LibGuides, which has just some information just on accessing the library. For those of you who are needing the manual style, you're expected to know that front and back and backwards and forwards and diagonally. So you can download that right here, and you can read through that. We do have a research paper template and a book review template. Now, just because of the way Microsoft is and the way that your computer is, you might have to do some jumping jacks to get it to work like you need to. The way it works best on my computer is I have to save it instead of just opening it up straight from here. And then I put in the title for the paper, and then everything will go gray. That's fine. Just close it out and then reopen it, and you'll be good to go. I don't know why it does that, but Microsoft is funny, so that's why you'd have to do those things. But we do have that paper template here. We have some library videos here, so we are all YouTube stars. So you can go here and access information about the library. Let's see. We have different ways you can contact us. We have a texting service. You can just text a librarian. We also have several different phone numbers here. You can do a live chat with a librarian whenever we're open. And so that chat box is within David as well. And you can also email your personal librarian. So you should all be receiving messages from your personal librarian starting from a couple weeks ago. Those go to your student email, which you need to be checking at least, once every couple days. That's where we're going to do all of our communication for you. If you ever need anything from the library, it's going to need to come from your student email. We do not acknowledge anything other than the Southwestern email, okay? Only losers don't check their student email, okay? Don't be a loser, all right? If I get an email from pinkprettyprincess@yahoo.com, I'm going to assume you're some sort of Russian hacker or a Southern student that doesn't have electronic databases because they have nothing there, who is needing access, okay? So let me show you a couple different things to consider when you're searching in David. So we're just going to do a default keyword search for evil. Let's find evil. All right. All right, so we get a lot of hits here. So we get over 2 million hits. And notice that we're getting, print books, ebooks, articles. So if it's, in green here, that means it's a print book that we have in our collection. If it's red, that means it's not available. If it's white, it's either going to mean that it's an electronic book or article, or it was somewhere in the nether regions of the library, and it's on its process of being deleted. So it's one of those things that you'll see. All right. So let's look at, and you can see it, we have our chat box right here if you get lost in David. All right, so let's look here at this evil a reader, so we can learn how to be evil, I guess. I don't know. And we have all of our bibliographic information. And what's really neat is that we also have our chapter titles here under content notes. So for those of you who are online, if you're only interested in a couple chapters from this book, you can email, if you can put this in there as well, ill@swbts.edu. If you're coming at us from 60 plus miles away, you can just request, hey, I need chapters 1 and 2 of this book scanned for me. And we'll be glad to do that. It might take us a couple days because we do get a lot of requests because we do have a lot of online students, which is great. But just so that's something that you can do. Also, if you're an online student, we can actually mail you books. So if you live more than 60 miles away from the seminary, we can mail books to you. You just need to take this permalink right here, permanent link, and then put this link into an email to ill@swbts.edu, and we'll mail it to you. We do not mail outside of the lower 48, but if you live within the continental U.S., we'll be glad to mail books to you. We'll mail up to 5 books to you at a time. All right. So on this record, this content notes is really great because it kind of shows us the different scope of this book. Shows us what floor of the library it's in. That's helpful. It gives us the call number and tells us that it's available. One cool thing is that we have book reviews. Because remember, David has print books and articles, so it has embedded book reviews. These aren't all the book reviews written on this book. It's just a selection of them. But you can actually read a book review on a book before you actually read the book, which can be helpful to you to decide if you want to read the book or not. Or if, in fact, you are writing a book review, as you might for another class, it might be helpful to see what others have written about regarding this book. All right, similar books. So here are other books on good and evil. Here, this isn't everything. It's just a selection of things. So it kind of allows you to kind of search our stacks digitally. Then we have other books by this author. So these are other books that this author has contributed to, or was perhaps the main author on. All right, let's see. Notice that we have this subject term here, okay? So those are Library of Congress subject terms, all right? So these are key when you're searching, okay? Because before we were just doing a search for evil, and we were getting anytime evil appeared in a title, in a subject heading, within the text of an article or an ebook. So you're getting a lot of irrelevancies if it's just searching any word in any item. If there's somebody whose last name is evil, it would be searching all their books as well. You laugh, but I know a seminary student at Midwestern Seminary when I worked there. His last name is Lust. So you just never know what you're gonna get. So there you go. So what we want to do, if we want to find books about evil, make sure we want to click on this hyperlink, good and evil. And a lot of times the Library of Congress, they gather these different terms together and they put them into one. So like there is no Library of Congress term for pastor. They use clergy, which would include pastor, preacher, priest, bishop, shepherd, elder, Jedi, wizard. All these things that we would consider to be clergy would all be under clergy. So if you click on good and evil here, then that narrows down our resources, all right? So if you want a print book in our collection, under limits to, you would select catalog only. And then to get the print, you would, under location here, you would select Robert's Books, third floor, which is where the majority of our circulating collection is. And then we get 249 books. All right, simple enough. So that's how you get to the print books that are physically on the shelf. If you want to put any of these books on hold, you can do so by very simply clicking Put Book on Hold. And you can just go here and then click Request. And for any library requests that you make with your account, you just type in your first and last name as it is on your student account. Sometimes students will just put in like their first name or their first name and their last initial or the name they go by. It has to be your first name and your last name. So, if you, go by P. Diddy, okay, you're going to have to put in Sean Combs here, okay? And then you put in your barcode number, which is your 7-digit student ID, all right? All right. To get to articles, I'm going to deselect books, just select catalog only. So if we want to get to articles, we just click scholarly peer-reviewed journals. And there you go. To get to it, you can just click PDF full text here, and then you can actually send the PDF directly to a cloud if you want. So you can send it to Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive. You can send it to one of those, just directly put it in there. If you click on the PDF full text, you can read it, you can search in it, you can download it straight onto your flash drive or Google Drive or Hyperdrive or whatever you have, and then or you can print it out. Yeah.
It saves you so much time.
Yeah.
If you click next to the article,
yeah.
right there before you post it, walking over,
yeah.
finding where the journal is, getting to the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there you have it.
And not only does it take you to the article, it'll take you to the whole journal issue, which can be helpful because there might be other articles in that same issue that address your topic as well. So you might hit a gold mine there. All right, so sometimes you will see that right under it that there will be nothing there. So there won't be anywhere for you to click PDF full text. There's just going to be nothing there. That means we have it in print and only in print. And so you're going to actually have to come over to the library and make a copy or scan it or whatever. If you're online, just send it again to ILL and they'll scan it for you. If you Nope, no charge. Yeah, if you make your own copy, but if you're an online student who needs a copy, and they'll send them to you. But you can scan a copy for free. Anyone can scan. No. If you have me do it for you, you're gonna have to I'll charge you $20 a page to scan it for you. Okay. All right. Something you might see is article not available, request through interlibrary loan. All right. A lot of seminary students have a hard time with reading. Okay. They get to article not available and they start crying. They think about dropping out of seminary. They don't know what to do with their lives. And they don't read the second sentence, which says request through interlibrary loan. All right? If you want to be a successful seminary student, you have to be an aggressive seminary student. Don't just run into a roadblock and say, oh, okay, well, I can't access that. No, you have to be aggressive, okay? Just click on it. It's really easy. Yeah. So you put in your first name, last name, student ID. You put in your student email, and then you put in you don't have to put in your phone number, but it's going to require you to put something there. So you can put couple days. Yeah. And then we'll get it from another library, and then we'll send it to your email. So regardless of whether you're face-to-face or online, all you have to do is hit that. There's no limits to how many you can request. You just request it, okay? Couple days, sometimes even less. I've done this before, and I've gotten it within a couple of hours. So it really depends. Will definitely not work the night before it's due. So a lot of students seem to think that it should, but it doesn't work like that. All right. Now, but you can still have some more fun with articles. So let's hold questions to the end, just so I can get through everything. And you can, regardless of any kind of topic you do search for, you can combine with other subject terms. So you can, look at good and evil and, ethics there, and then update. And then notice, right, in our subject terms, it's got those two terms in bold. So it's only looking at those two in the subject field, okay? But you can still have more fun, because we're all about fun in the library. You can even look at specific journals. So this can help you, if you're, because that's, the Asian philosophy, might be, have a different subjects than philosophy today, or, you have different types of journals that are going to be maybe more theologically liberal or conservative. You're going to have some, if you're looking at a theological topic, you have some that are going to be theology journals, and then history journals, and then, Bible journals, and they're all going to have either different views or a different way of analyzing a certain topic. So it's good to look at these different kinds of journals that are out there. All right. Okay, I've said enough about that. Let's go look at ebooks for a moment. So to get to ebooks, under Limit 2, you just select ebooks. All right, so we have about, in total, around 500,000 ebooks in our library's collection. We have one of the larger theological library ebook collections that's out there. A lot of seminary students, they don't like ebooks. They don't like them. They don't use them. They don't want them. They want nothing to do with them because they're ebooks. Okay, seminary students, and it's very different within the theological world and compared to all other disciplines that are out there. They are obsessed with print. Okay, print's great. Okay, print's awesome. But if you say, I'm only going to look at print resources, you are ignoring so many other ebooks. Because we buy ebook first and only. Because we can get multiple copies of them. They can be accessed by different people all over the world. We go ebook first. So if you are only looking at print, you're missing out on a lot of new publications. Okay, there are some things we have that are both print and online. But there are some things that we only have online. So if you're one of those that just clings to your print books with your dear life, you need to get over it. Okay? Get over it. All right. I'm not bitter or anything like that. All right. We have several different ebooks from several different vendors. The big ones you'll see are ProQuest and EBSCO. They're the Coke and Pepsi of the library world. All right. And they're going to look a little different. Our EBSCO ones are going to always going to have the PDF link right there because David's an EBSCO tool and it just works better. With ProQuest, you have to click where it says just click to read. So sometimes you'll see PDF, sometimes you'll see ebook, sometimes you'll see click to read. Whatever communicates in your mind, this is where I need to click to get the book. Click there to get to the book, okay? So we'll go here, and then you have to log in. No, that's not right. I have too many logins, guys. Okay. And then just click read online. And there you go. So you can search within the book. And then it'll tell you, by chapter and then what pages it's on. So this will allow you to see whether this covers your topic or not, what chapters to look at. You can, you can read through it like that, or you can download the book. So you have a couple different options for downloading. So if it's a ProQuest book, you automatically have an eBay account. If you have an EBSCO, I'll show you that in a second. You have to create an EBSCO account. So you have a couple different things there. That you have to, if you want the whole book, you have to download something called Adobe Digital Editions, which is free. And you just have to have an Adobe ID. So first time you do it might take you a few minutes to get everything downloaded. And once you do it the first time, then things will just go there quickly from then out. And it'll be on your computer for about a month. Let's see. You can also do chapter downloads here. So this one has a maximum of 144, which is pretty generous because since most of them are 60 pages. So you can put in a page range there. And so if you want to do, you do that, just put in the page range and you'd have it there. And then if you want to get it again, get the next set of pages, you just got to log out, log back in. You just play the game. You just get your next set. So you can have sets of parts of it forever, or you can have just a whole thing for a month, whatever works best for you, okay? Do what's right in your own eyes, all right? And then EBSCO books, to just show you what they look like. They're going to look something like this. So just going to say PDF full text there, or EPUB. So there you go. And then if you wanted to get part of it, you just click Save Pages. If you want the whole thing, you got to click Download, and then create an EBSCO host account. Yes. Once you have it downloaded in a PDF, you can print it off and do whatever you want. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it used to be like one page, so I'm good with 60. Yeah. So there you go. So there's that's kind of the the highlights of David. Now I can show you a couple other things here. So a lot of times you might need to search articles based upon specific scripture references, and you just click Scripture Search right here. And this takes you out of David and puts you into the ATLA Scripture Index code. So ATLA, the American Theological Library Association, which was actually started by the very first library director here at Southwestern. So ATLA, it's a professional theological library group, and they collect journal articles and index them and put them online. So that's one of our databases. And so everything that I'm going to show you is in David. But if you want to get directed to the Scripture Index, you just click out of David into this by clicking Scripture Search. So if you wanted to find books, say, on Genesis, click on Genesis. And then it takes you to 6,335 articles on Genesis. If you wanted to look at the peer-reviewed, the best scholarly stuff, you just click there, and it takes you to 2,900. You can go down to Genesis 1. If you want, by clicking Expand, go to Genesis 1. And so understand these aren't all exclusively on Genesis 1. Some of them will just include Genesis 1 in some way. So there you go. And got 744 articles on Genesis 1. All right. So if you tell Dr. Dickinson that you couldn't find any resources on Genesis, he'll know you are either one of two things. You're a lazy bum or a dirty, rotten liar. All right. Yes, neither of which are good. All right, our grounds for expulsion. All right, and you can also, not only does ATLA index articles, but it also indexes essays. So what are essays? Essays are chapters in books that are written on either by a collection of people or on a particular topic. So to give you an example here, if you click on essays, Notice these aren't PDF because these are all it's just an index for a chapter in a book somewhere. All right. So this is the name of the book, and then this is the name of the chapter in the book. So you could go back into David, do a search for this book, and you could pull that up. All right. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can also search for commentaries. And so you can click commentaries here. You're looking for commentaries. And there's a particular way that you search for commentaries, and I've got screenshots and a video that shows you how to do that. In addition, we've created annotations of different kinds of commentaries. And we've got descriptions of the different kinds of commentaries. And then if you click on print or online here, this will take you to the print or the online listing of commentaries. Most of our commentaries are going to be in print. So for those who are online, you can have commentaries sent out to you or chapters scanned for you. Unfortunately, publishers are just big, real jerks, and they just don't put their commentaries online for libraries to buy. They're all for you buying online versions of them, but they just don't like for libraries to buy online versions of them. So those are limited and hard to come by. But whenever we do see one, we do try to get an online version of the commentary. All right, and if there's a book that you need that's checked out, so it's read, or if there's a book that we don't have, this is not where you just start, crying profusely like a, little baby. There's no crying in seminary. Okay, do not be a crybaby. You can request books from other libraries. Okay, you can do so through Mobius. Request through Mobius. Okay, so we're in a consortium of about 60 plus libraries throughout the Midwest. Many of these are included in major universities like the University of Missouri. We have several seminaries like Midwestern Seminary, Concordia, and then we've got, various other covenants. So we have Presbyterian, Lutheran, Baptist seminaries and colleges all throughout the Midwest that you can request books from. So if there's something that you need that we don't have or is checked out, you can request it from another library. All right. So to do that, you would do a search for Jesus, see if we can find Jesus. Always good to find Jesus, isn't it?
Yeah. Amen.
All right. and then if this is the book that you're looking for, you just click request it. And then select Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary as your cluster, and then submit, and then type in your first and last name, and then your student ID, and then your pickup location. So if you're a Houston student, or live in the Houston area, we'll even send books to the Houston Library. And then you can select to pick it up at the Roberts Library, or if you're a music student, you can pick it up in the music library. So there you go. So that's Mobius. So I've taught you how to, search for ebooks, print books, articles, and how to request books from other libraries. Does anyone have any questions about anything?
I had once tried to get an article to Interlibrary Mail.
Mm-hmm.
They came back and told me that if I wanted to get the article, it was going to cost me a certain amount of money.
Sure.
Is that still the case?
How long ago was that? Last year. There are some cases which there might be a jerk library out there that won't work with us and that we're not in agreement with. I'd say that's a very unusual case. So it should not cost you money for the most part. Only if that jerk library asks for it, which there aren't too many of those. I'd be interested to find out which jerk library that was. I can punch in the face. All right. It's a good question.
On the ebook, are you able to highlight, like, what do you use to highlight?
With eBrary books, yes, you can. You can highlight. with EBSCO books. Not highlight, but you can make notes on them. All right.
And then there's all the resources.
Yeah, we have a lot of different databases that, if you come by my office or send me an email, I'll be glad to show you how to use.
Robert's in the class, so you guys should access them.
Yeah.
If you have questions. We need to take just a minute or two, I think, to reset